Yeah.
Yeah, welcome everyone to Speedgaming Live 2024 Wind Waker Randomizer. And we have a exciting match this evening. We got the losers finals versus, we got Jasnix versus Rick Schmidty, both of whom had the pleasure to narrowly lose to my co-commentator KitKat here, who is waiting for them in the finals. And I'm just the guy, Tanjo3, who will be talking today.
Hell yeah.
So you played both these opponents, Kid. Any thoughts on these runners?
Well, I mean, I think that both these runners are incredibly strong. Both of them definitely deserve to be in losers finals.
Maybe worded a little.
Nah, I'm sticking with the wording. Anyway,
they're off. Here we go. And it's hint time. I'm counting on you to keep track of all the hints. Oh, Cliff Plateau start and a Picto Box start.
All right, so we got Godin, Wind Temple to Godin. That's a very interesting hint right there.
Yeah,
Star into Mulgera. And Jalhalla. Okay, so we have like the three slowest dungeons.
Yeah.
Earth Temple Foolish, though. That's very interesting.
That is very nice. Yeah, Needle Rock Foolish. That's a decent amount of checks. Great Sea and Private Oasis Foolish. Islet. Okay, a classic. Against Tower Maze. Fire Mountain, nothing. That's good.
Bird's Peak Rock.
That's very nice.
Big Key.
Paw Print, Scale the Wall, Tingle Statue not required, so the other Tingle Statue will also be not required. Ice Ring Inner being required. There's going to be a shard. We'll see that later on in the seed. Manenko having a Triforce shard, so that Picto that we start with is going to be important. First chest, Armos Knight being a small key. We'll see if the runners get that. May be able to find a small key earlier in the dungeon. So yeah, the Bird's Peak Rock Vanilla, or Bird's Peak Rock being nothing, and starting at Cliff Plateau. The runners will probably want to peek the chests here to see if they end up needing to store it. I'm not sure if either runner will, or I'm not even sure if you can. I think you can from the island, but
I think that for the top one, normally I try to sell out a little bit and then try and peek it.
Right.
But yeah, as far as the hints go, they're pretty standard. I think the thing that really stood out to me was Earth Temple being foolish. Earth Temple is it's a very long dungeon, but just go moding it is very, very quick.
Right.
Both these runners will not have to worry about gambling Earth Temple at all.
For sure.
So yeah, so first we're just doing Cliff Plat, standard opening. Thankfully we started here, so no need to just go here. We're just already here already. Jasnix having a little bit of an easier time with storage, so that's all cool.
There's nothing here.
There is nothing here, yeah.
Let's see what the runners start off going. Going to Windfall for Jasnix makes sense. A lot of checks, and you start with Picto, so you can already get that check.
Yeah.
Those checks done in Logic too.
Yeah, I think there's definitely with like short side quests, there's like the question of do you orphan catching kids, or do you want to combine that with, or do you want to do like Lens of Door Cancel early? Do you want to get into Lens House early? Or not, and so I think that when you have Picto, it's kind of that question is a little bit easier. Bit of a route divergence here. Rick is going immediately to Mother and Child. There is a Spiky, so we'll see what that is. Cabanadine.
Okay, well, we have Private Oasis being foolish, so that's going to be a not used Cabanadine.
Yeah, that is pretty useless.
Yeah. And I expect Rick to go Windfall here as well, and he does.
I know Jasnix is, since he has the Picto, he's doing this route of Windfall where he's going. He's basically doing a bunch of the daytime stuff. I can imagine after this he's probably going to be doing catching kids and stuff like that with a Picto. I think Rick is doing a slightly different route going this way, unless he's just trolling and he's going to just do it this way.
Oh, the Lux Picto hunting. Also, we can just grab the main Nenko check while we're here. That's nice.
Yeah, that's very good, very good. Spoils bag.
Okay, another Windfall check that we can do now. Although, if we want that grappler, or we want the check, we do need to go grab the Joy Pendant from the tree.
Command Melody as well.
Okay, that will be required for Wind Temple for sure.
So yeah, no, Rick doing like House of Wealth. This is what you'd normally see when people do like a sort of like a okay, bombs. Actually, that's very interesting. Bombs are very, very powerful item. But yeah, it's like normally if you don't have any items, you normally want to see people go to House of Wealth and then make your way through Windfall that way. But Jazz, as I kind of predicted, is now doing Legend or Cancel here. So Interesting how we're seeing different runners approach the same area in different ways. I think that Jasnix's route is slightly faster, though it's not going to make that much of a difference ultimately.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and doing Lenzo door cancel here, even though you already have the picked up, there's no need to do it because you don't need to break into Lenzo's upper door. But it is a little faster. I mean, you don't have to turn on the windmill to get to the upper door. You don't have to wait on the windmill or anything, so it is nice. And yeah, I would say the main idea of doing another meta play in these settings is to turn at night and do Mila first and then do the daytime stuff. But doing it this way, well, actually, now that I think about it, Great Sea is hinted foolish, so normally you would do it so that you could maybe catch the ghost ship at Crescent, but you don't have to worry about that this seed.
Yeah, very much so. So yeah, Rick getting his deluxe Picto and Spoils Bag. One thing, I think I already said the Spoils Bag was... I don't know if I talked about the Spoils Bag, or I thought about thinking about talking about the Spoils Bag. Spoils Bag is now useful, so it's no longer a meme item.
Yeah.
And we might see that being useful. Depends when we get the Joy Pendants. I think that...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you go for the tree Joy Pendant here if you don't find one?
It does take a very long time. The cutscene associated with it has about a bajillion text boxes.
Right.
So I think finding a Joy Pendant in the wild, so to speak, is often a better bet to go for. I think this early as well, you're going to have other places to do, so it makes a little bit more sense to kind of wait for one as well.
That makes sense.
We have a piece of cheese on Rick as well from, I want to say that was Bomb Mail.
Right, yeah.
And yeah, he's kind of just doing what Jasnix is doing here.
Yep. Yeah. But one thing is, of course, the House of Wealth, but I assume Jazz will do that at night, yeah?
And I guess that's one of the questions as well is, do you do Mila early or not? Throughout Season 6, we often saw everyone do Mila pretty early.
Right.
We didn't start with Magic, though, so in order to wait for combining it with Creep, we'd have to get Magic and also get Fire and Ice. Here we start with double Magic, so we already have that. So the idea of orphaning for Creep, or as I say, I mean like delaying Mila rather, makes more sense because you need less items to combine those two. And ideally, you would want to combine those two because just doing Mila normally, you're waiting a little bit.
For sure, yeah. So Rick did House of Wealth. Jazz, I mean, it feels like he's going to House of Wealth with Mila. So maybe Rick might even just not do Mila this windfall dip, whereas Jazz is planning on it. We'll see.
Maybe. I do know that by default, Jasnix is not someone who likes Mila.
I see.
So he might not do it.
Okay.
He might do it. There is no telling right now. I have no idea what's going through his mind.
No.
We will see. We will absolutely see.
For sure.
Yeah, getting a shield on
shield.
Pompey and Vera, which is nice. Always nice to see, especially with Earth Temple being a required dungeon. A Foolish Hinted dungeon regardless, but I think it still makes it a little bit easier from here.
Yeah, for sure. And a foolish meaning that we should have the light arrows by the time we get to Earth Temple. So we may not need that mirror shield so much. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, we see some hide and seek here at different stages on the runners. Oh,
Ivan being Ivan.
Yeah, the classic. Well, mainly it's Anton being Anton because he's in the
True.
way. Yeah, Ivan really isn't doing much. It's Anton that's the bother. A heart container from the kids.
A rare heart container.
Yeah, it is nice, you know,
It's always nice,
to
yeah.
have a little backup, a little safety.
Indeed. And a yellow rupee, also known as a not cheese.
Not cheese, yeah.
Not cheese
fake
at all.
cheese.
Big fake cheese.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, going to House of Wealth here, so yeah.
Neither runner doing Mila, which is very valid. I
For sure.
definitely can see both of them wanting to wait for Fire and Ice.
Yeah. Ooh, Rick having a little trouble here with the Lenzo door cancel.
It's a little bit finicky. If you don't have like the right angle, it is very easy to either just miss it or to go too far to the left and then drop down. It's
For sure.
It can lose a bit of time if you're not careful.
Right.
But yeah, I think both runners are pretty. I want to say Jasnix is slightly ahead, but only by like a few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's then going to like check the mail, and I think ultimately it's going to be still fairly close.
Yeah.
And also Jasnix hasn't gone to Mother and Child, so it's
Yeah.
yeah. We are only 9 minutes in, so there
Yeah,
is
not major divergences here.
there is not
yet,
at all a lead, so to speak.
For sure. Yeah, no melee on Jasnix side. Warping away. Not going to do crescents. Maybe it was hinted. I don't remember. Oh, going straight to Mother and Child.
Yeah, straight to Mother Child.
Yeah, and also not doing that spoils bag check. So that's 2 checks that he could have done on Windfall there, but he's opting to save him for later. Actually going to set up a swim here.
I believe so, yeah. I don't know what else he'd be doing. So if he is super swimming, we will say that there might be flashing lights on Jasnix's side momentarily. So if you're also phone sensitive, please look away from Jasnix's side of the screen. We will tell you when to look back. I wonder where he's super swimming to.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know it is a play to go to Rock Spire, but when you have the bombs, I don't know if it makes sense. So I'm curious to see where he goes.
Maybe the gunboat to Rock Spire was hinted dead. In that case, this makes a lot more sense. Or maybe Rock Spire is a path hint. It could be something. It's hard to keep track of the hints from the commentary
yeah,
booth
he
alone.
might just be going to Star from here.
Could be. There's no Forsaken Fortress.
Yeah.
Okay, going to Star Island. Yeah.
Yeah, it was hinted path.
I don't know if this is faster than just sailing, actually.
Yeah, he's having a little trouble with the swim too.
There we go,
Probably
there we go.
overcharged, but yeah,
Yeah.
let's make it. So you can't look back to Jasnix.
Yeah, you can look back now.
Side. What kind of time loss? Oh, he also built the Alarm Boulder. Gotta find the one with the hole. It's the one closest to Forsaken Fortress. And now the mini blends are swarming. But I guess the one, I mean, it doesn't super matter, but he won't know what he stored because he stored Cabana Deed.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have delivery bags. So he might lose a little time checking the menu or something, trying to find what he stored.
Yeah.
And actually, Rick's going to do Mila here.
He is, yeah.
That's interesting, doing Mila. Because normally you set up, a little door teleport using the House of Wealth, but Rick already has that done, so it's mostly just waiting here on Rick's side.
Alright, so Star Island is one of the more notorious checks in the game just because of how slow it is. You know, you first have to get there, and then there's Magtails, and then there's Bokoblins, and there's more Bokoblins, then there's Moblins, then the game finally gives you the check. Yeah. I want to say it's the least check dense item in the game. I think when Advo timed it, it was 2 minutes.
Wow.
So if this is nothing, then Jasnix loses 2 minutes of time.
Sure. But it was Path, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So, yeah, and he also got a Joy Pendant from the Bokoblin there, so gonna be able to do the Miss Marie check there later. I feel like these Moblins can clip out of bounds sometimes, and it can make the cave not think that you beat it. So I'm always a little scared to beat him by the mouths there, but
it can indeed be quite annoying.
Yeah, I don't recall what this was path to. I believe Tower of the Gods. So it might be just a pearl. No, Iron Boots. Okay, I believe Wind Temple is path to Tower of the Gods, so that might make sense there.
Yeah.
Oh, we have the Mila check here. I'm not sure when Jazz is going to get this, so let's see what it is for Rick.
Yeah, so this is Rick. Oh!
Okay.
Alrighty. That is the most powerful item in the game, pretty much. So.
Yeah, and I don't know when Jazz is going to grab that.
Don't know when Jazz is going to get that.
Yeah, he's waiting for Fire and Ice, right? So
I believe so.
If those bows are leaf locked, it might be a while.
It is entirely possible he might do it later on. Like he might be hoping to get Fire and Ice early, and he might just, go back to it early. That's like a sort of not necessarily an orphaning, but delaying, which makes sense.
Right.
I think right now the leaf doesn't actually open that much. It might help a little bit with Horseshoe and Diamond Step and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's actually pretty. There's still a lot of early game stuff. So for now, Jasnix isn't going to be too punished. Although if he does really wait for those Fire and Ice, then he might it might be a little bit different.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, it's always hard to say. I mean, in Jasnix's race versus you, he found the leaf early, and it ended up costing him because there was actually nothing behind the leaf other than needing to beat the game.
Yeah, so sometimes finding a good item, it's rare, but sometimes finding a good item can actually be a curse. We'll see though. We'll see how the seed pans out.
Yeah, and here's another Rick doing a DRI cave. This is another check that runners like to wait for Fire and Ice, since it does speed up the cave. But Rick's just gonna go and do it and full clear the island, which looks like Jazz is also going to do.
Yeah, runners kind of holding hands right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that ideally you'd want to do this with Fire and Ice. I believe not doing it with Fire and Ice loses about 40 seconds. Don't at me on that. Which is, it's a fair amount of time loss, I think. If something is useful behind here, then it could pay off in a sense. But it's both these runners are taking that guaranteed time loss, which is fair. It's very safe to kind of take the sort of time loss.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I guess, aggressive routing where you really hope that you do the optimal route, and if he doesn't, you lose a bunch of time. But this is the opposite of that. So
For sure.
this is fine.
Yeah. And Fire Mountains hinted nothing, so you're not coming back to Fire and Ice for that check.
One other reason both runners might be doing this is in hopes that one of these guys drops a Joy Pendant.
Yeah, there's one for Rick.
Yeah, there's one for Rick, yeah. And there's one for Jazz, yeah. So, unless he got one, he probably got one on Star Island, I think.
I believe so,
Yeah.
Although I do wonder when the runners will have to go back to Windfall at this point. With the bombs there, you know, you're more than happy with that as your path item to Joel, so.
Yeah. This cave was basically dead, so yeah, both runners will just take this 40 second time loss.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. And they are off to Crescent. Well, actually, Rick has to do the outside check still. Jazz already has those done, so I assume Jazz is going to head over to Crescent now. Just kidding. He's going to Crescent. All right. He's going to Paw Print.
Yeah, Paw Print, yeah.
That's right. Okay, so Crescent must be hinted foolish or something, right?
It might be, yeah. Again, it's hard to remember what the hints
Yeah,
were.
for sure.
We don't have a notebook of the hits at all. We just kind of have to keep them here, which is quite difficult at times.
Right. I mean, you can do most of the things at Paw Print. The only thing you can't do is the Wizard. I mean, the skill that was hinted nothing, but you can't do the Wizard Cave. But I don't even know if the runners want to do Wizard Cave at all this seed ever.
Yeah, maybe.
So they might have just marked it off already.
It's one of the caves of all time.
Yeah. All right, Rick is actually going to go to Crescent here, and I don't think that's a spiky.
Trying to peek what that is. It can be quite, especially with these monitors where the lighting is a little bit more dimmer.
Right.
It's a little bit hard to peek in like darker situations. I've learned that when I've been playing. It's a little bit hard to see in such situations. I want to say that is dead.
Yeah.
Yep, Rick's not going for it at the very least. So we'll see. But yeah, meanwhile, Jasnix is clearing up Paw Print. He can do all the checks. He can't do scale the wall. I can't remember if that was hinted or not.
It was.
It was hinted, yes. Okay.
It was nothing.
I thought it was, yeah.
I think it was a Tingle statue, which was not required. This is another shard?
There's a shard, trifle shard. Yeah. Another biggest change from last season to this season is we still have to collect 8 shards, although in the previous seasons, 3 of those shards were at the end of the dungeons. Nowadays, that is not the case. All 8 shards are anywhere in the overworld or in dungeons. It can still happen. But yeah, it's we don't know where any of the 8 are, so we have to find all of them.
Yeah, we could see a Hyrule dip before a single dungeon. Unlikely, but we could see it.
We've had some weird we've had some weird things in Hyrule this tourney. I don't think many of them have been on a restream, but we've had a few.
Yeah, we've heard stories.
We've had first logical bow in Ganon's Tower maze chest sort of
apparently multiple times in a row.
Yeah.
So it's spooky.
Alright, Jazz is going to outset.
Understandable. I believe this is his most dense play.
Yeah.
I mean, if he I don't know what he would do from here. Maybe go do Diamond Step early. We'll see what he gets. But the one thing he can't do is Horseshoe. I mean, he could do it, but he can't get to the chest in the middle. He can spawn it in and peek it, but Rick will have that. Okay, Rick going to do Forest Haven checks. Makes sense. seeing a roll clip here on Jasnix side. Nice, gets it. Jump slash into the loading zone as well, I believe. Nothing in Mesa's house though.
I see. We're going to Forest Haven here.
Yeah, an interesting thing here. He sets his wind all the way east. Normally I set it northeast so I can get an easier time to get up to the ledge, but in doing so, Rick can use this wind direction to go to the top of Forest Haven and also go to the small island without changing wind. So, nice little optimization there if you're confident in your ability to get up here, which I am not. Nothing in under Link's house as well.
Peeking this, I believe. That is a
Shard?
A shard. I was gonna say that was an orange rupee. That is not orange, nor is it a rupee. I would be doubly wrong.
Yeah. That's definitely not an item that you want to misspeak.
Yeah, very much so.
Alright, grabbing Jaboon's Cave here on Jasnix's side, hoping that outset wasn't unhinted Baron. Okay, nothing. So we have Big Pig remaining, but that's it. Alright, what's Jazz gonna do from here?
Good question. We will see. I believe go to Diamond Step.
Alright, straight to Diamond Step.
I know a lot of people will maybe like to chain Horseshoe and Diamond Step together and wait for either Leaf or Hookshot. This makes sense though. I think this makes you do a little bit more sailing because sailing diagonally across quadrants is a little bit worse than doing from like horizontal and vertical.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, this is a very valid play here, and he'll try to go for Diamond Step early, which is not an easy trick, especially with these guys here. But yeah, Jasnix gets it.
Try.
Yeah, very nicely done. Meanwhile, Rick picks up a wallet, so we'll see what additional mail check that is.
Right. Something big. This is an advantage of getting that leaf early.
Very much so. Sword.
Okay.
That is a required item.
Yeah.
It doesn't open anything, really, at least right now, but we do need them swords.
Yeah. Jazz taking a little bit to resurface there, but finally does get into Diamond Step. And Rick heading over to Bomb Island. A well-loved island in the Randomizer community, I think.
It's an island.
Yeah, I think on Jazz, oh, bonking there on Rick's side. That's a major time loss. I don't know what Jasnix has, like, as far as dense locations go. You know. Oh, well, this could be something.
More shards.
We're getting a lot of shards. We're getting
a few shards, yeah.
Yeah.
Could I send something being in Hyrule, perhaps? Oh!
I thought the Magtail might have saved Rick there or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but nope. Continuing to slide down, unfortunately.
The slopes in this area are so weird, it's very easy to just, like, fall off.
Yeah, you touch that dark section of the land there and you're sliding. Alright, where is Jasnix headed now? Oh, Spiky on Bomb Island. Maybe Jazz is heading there now. Oh, he's gonna peek Forest Haven, which we know is Spiky. Having a little tough time peeking it. I think he might have seen those spikes, so hopefully he doesn't forget or mispeek that. There could be another wallet though. We're gonna see a classic case of runners holding hands here at Bomb Island.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, actually having the Master Sword for these Magtails is pretty nice because you only need to do a thrust to stun them instead of a jump slash with the Hero Sword, and your range is a little longer, so it actually does make it a little easier, I find, to stun those Magtails. So. Oh, another bonk.
Another sword.
Another sword.
Yeah, Jasnix will be getting that one quite soon, so
Yeah.
at least Jasnix will have that sort of that damage ability, because I think Master Sword does double damage of the Hero Sword.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but further sword upgrades don't do anything. So everything from here on out is Not quite cosmetic, but it is required, but it doesn't do anything. No effect.
Yeah. Yeah, Rick going for, I want to say he'd be going for Star Island at this point.
He might just do Phantom Cannon and peek it.
He could.
No, just going straight to
Yeah,
Star
just go
Island.
straight to, okay. Makes sense as well.
Yeah. Now you do want to store, keep that chest to use for chest storage stuff. Oh wait, no. Forsaken Fortress is not a dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he could still do Phantom Cannon. It
Yeah,
could
sure.
be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder where the logic is telling us to go. Okay, there could be the Octo Fairy, right? Oh, landing in the hole there, and you definitely have to do a jump slash to kind of trigger the loading zone or whatever, falling stuff. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I think Rick will have a slightly easier time with this because unlike Jasnix, Rick does now have the Master Sword, so he has that extra damage. The Master Sword is just a bigger sword, so he has that range as well.
Right, yeah. You can't underestimate the strength of a Master Sword over Hero Sword, especially with these combat caves on.
It's not something I ever really thought about until combat caves came into play. But I'm like, yeah, Hero Sword, it kind of sucks.
Alright, Jasnix heading off to Headstone. So I think we are seeing Octo Fairy play here with a quick peek of what's on top of Headstone.
We'll see.
Yeah, the runner's going to actually get this check up here, but it is something quite more using chest storage and bombs. Let's see if it is that important. I think it's just a bloopy though.
Yeah, just bloopy. Rick getting the iron boots there, which are required for Wind Temple. And logically, one more check in Ice Ring, but we can skip them if we want to.
Yeah. Alright, Octo Fair here on Jasnix's side, just the 4-eye Octo, so the easiest Octo in the game. And also not needing the grappling hook for this Octo because it's just a Great Fairy Octo. A Great Fairy who will give us a hint for a random major item in the game. Completely independent of the hints we got, we could get an item that was already hinted, that we already have, an item that's not required, but it'll tell us if it is not required. So we'll see. Chances are it's going to be just a Shard and a Windfall or something. Alright, Rick arriving at Outset at night, so it doesn't have to do the roll clip key for Mesas.
Delivery bag.
That is a nice item.
Rockspire has Boomerang.
Required. Important. Pick that up.
It is required.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only ranged weapon right now, so maybe it's required for Boning Course.
True.
Maybe all of our other ranged weapons are behind Boning Course.
Yeah.
You don't want to live in that kind of world, so I don't think either runners will kind of do Rockspire in anticipation of that, but
Yeah.
there have been seeds, especially with Earth Temple. I mean, not important this seed because Earth Temple's foolish, but those dungeon secrets in Earth Temple might require Boomerang.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm thinking, at least on Jasnix's side, I feel like he's starting to run out of places that we checked in. So the really question is, when will he do Mila?
Yeah, and now with the delivery bag, he definitely has a reason to go back to Windfall for sure.
Yeah. So I won't be surprised if we see that later. I also wouldn't be surprised if he really, really wants to try and see, wants to wait for Fire and Ice. But yeah, Rick Schmidty getting that roll clip quite nicely. And there's a bottle for Jasnix.
Bottle. Okay. That is another check that we can do.
But Jasnix is warping away, so we'll see what he is going to be doing afterwards.
Yeah, not able to
Windfall.
peek the chest and angular, but once Rick gets here, he will be able to, since he has that leaf.
Yeah.
Looks like Jasnix probably will pick up that leaf soon if he goes for Mila here. Alright, so Rick going to Horseshoe, which Jasnix didn't have the option to, really, earlier. So see what checks are here. This cave can be a little annoying without a ranged weapon, this combat cave. And I've seen runners even die in the combat cave. It can be quite brutal. Alright, Jazz just gonna store the cutscene here. Doesn't really do anything since Mila is moving even during the cutscene. But lets you do some other stuff if you really wanted to. Alright, solid golfing there by Rick. And it's a spiky here, so if Jazz went to do this early, he wouldn't be able to grab that.
Yeah,
that
be interested to see
chest.
what that's on, yeah. Jasnix is just collecting pots right now. You know, which
Trying
is all
to stop
cool.
Mila from thieving. But, I don't think it'll work. Mila will just run through those pots.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Alright. What I don't want to see is Rick parrying into the warp. Was a little scared. Like that angle, a little scary. But he's fine. Wow, that thing flew.
Wee.
Just standing by the warp. Just ready, and if it's nothing, and it's nothing. Jasnix trying to stop Mila here. Wait, I think that actually is a time loss. I feel like Mila actually was slower there, so a little self-sabotage on Jasnix's side, but he tried his best.
Yeah, now getting the leaf.
Yep.
Yeah, Jasnix kind of like, well, that's where leaf is understandable because Mila is very much infamously a Sphere 0 check, so
yeah.
he knows that Rick could have got that right off the bat, and that was the case.
Yeah.
But
storage here off
yeah.
the chest, trying to use it to do diamond step early.
Yeah.
A different way than Jasnix did. A little scary to do bomb push here because if you kind of muscle memory it slash the bomb, you're gonna get knocked right off.
Yeah.
And there's no fast way to get back up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that because Jasnix didn't get the leaf too late, I don't think he's losing that much time. I would give Rick a little bit of an edge here because he has done, you know, he's been able to route a lot more like leaf stuff, a lot more cleanly, and again, when he gets to angle, he's gonna be able to not, maybe you not double dip that.
For sure.
So I think if I had to give like 30 minutes in, I had to bet who's winning. I want to say about maybe Rick. But I don't think that it's definitely not the end of the world for Jasnix. Finding that leaf then, he's going to be able to catch up and do all the stuff that Rick did.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best. Maybe he's not going to be able to chain things as well as Rick did, but it's still going to work out.
We'll see if that impacts, how much that impacts the result here. Yeah, Rick being not quite getting the leap pumps there to skip the warp pot.
It does seem very precise here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now you can roll up this little piece of wood to peek the chest and leap over to grab the second. It was spiky, I believe it was a shard. And there was a pearl there on the Miss Murray Joy Pendant check, which Jasnix picked up. And it's now picking up a fairy for Grandma, and I assume he'll go do Horseshoe like Rick just did after that. As far as what Rick does, maybe he'll do the bottom row of islands now, like Jazz did. Islets into nothing, so no need to super swim over there or anything. Thinking where to start, and he's going to start with the Octafairy here. Not going to peek or be able to peek the headstone check probably, but we know it's nothing, so.
Jasnix being pretty far away from Grandma. He's fine then. So always when they're not on the carpet, I'm like,
Oh, wait. Where was Hammer?
Good question. Maybe he stored it. People think he stored it, yeah.
Oh, Horseshoe.
That makes sense.
Thank you to our on-site chat here for helping us out. Yeah. Horseshoe. Okay, Hammer. That means that Wind Temple is fully in logic? No, we need Hookshot to do a lot of checks there, but we do have some checks in logic.
Most of it is, yeah. Most of it is, yeah.
Yeah.
No bows though, so which
No
is
bows.
you can do it without bows, just you wouldn't want to because it's very slow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another set of checks that our runners, or at least right now Rick, but
There's a
hook.
Hookshot.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, on Grandma Mail there, so Jasnix now has the option to full clear her Wind Temple after Horseshoe here.
Yeah, Rick just blowing up the Octo and getting the item in hint.
Which was?
Something.
Tune in to find out. Because I'm tuned out.
This is a very late night race. It's past I want to say like what 10:30. It's past 11. Past 11 p.m.
Yeah. So shout out to our runners' incredible mental fortitude to
Very much so, yeah.
play. Oh, it was the boomerang. That's right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we were
boomerang
joking
watch
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the jokes weren't very funny if we completely forgot it.
Yeah, at this point, both the runners are kind of doing what the other one has already done. Jasnix doing a horseshoe.
Yeah, clean
Rick
horseshoe
is
there.
going to angular. He's gonna be able to see what's in the cave. We won't be able to get it,
No.
but we'll see if that's spiky or not.
Yeah, we'll know that he should return, probably. And he'll get that bottle, which is the key to getting him that hook shot. Yeah, clean horseshoe cave there by Jasnix. There's that bottle.
Yeah, so so at this point, I think that Rick is not too far away from getting his hook shot, depending on when he does.
There's the skull hammer.
When he does Grandma Mel. So I think that's where
I think that wasn't spiky. So
Yeah.
I mean that's big potentially for Rick because Jazz will come back not knowing if it's spiky or not, whereas Rick's never coming back to angular. Still can't do boating course though, so
Yeah, and Angler is definitely one of the longer ones to sail to, so it's never a place that you'd ever want to
yeah.
double dip.
Yeah. We will be doing ice ring this seed though because it is required. So I expect Jazz will write it in with that. Alright, so Rick is just gonna, like you're saying, do what Jasnix did, set up for the Zonari here, probably go check Grandma. Maybe not quite in that order.
Right, so yeah, nothing too much to report, at least right now. As we said, both runners are kind of just doing things the other one's already done. I don't think Rick's actually done Great Fish.
No.
I don't believe so. Yeah, so
No.
this will be a new check on Jasnix's side.
Yeah, and it makes sense to delay Great Fish until you find that delivery bag, ideally. So you can at least do something a little more there. What will this be?
A bow.
Okay, that's a really nice find.
Good find, yeah, indeed.
Cyclos is nothing this seed since Great Sea was foolish, but having a ranged weapon means that you know, your combat against Wizrobes in Wind Temple would be a lot nicer.
Yeah, so I say he's going to Windfall. I think he can do Wind Temple
You think
pretty
he will?
well. It's path hinted, so I don't see why he. I guess he might be waiting for like a little bit of a stronger bow.
Yeah.
But honestly, just with bow, with all the items he has, and with the path hint as well, I don't think that going to Wind Temple is unreasonable at this point.
Right. Yeah.
Especially because I feel like Jazz at this point has to be getting pretty low on overworld checks anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Rick with the exotic fire right now. Oh, fire with ice!
That is really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we'll see if Creeb is anything this seed. There are two camps. Those that think Creeb have something and those that are wrong. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Whoop, whoop, yeah. What's Creep's track record been this SGL?
Let's not bring that up. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I believe
I
it's
honestly can't remember.
perfect.
I'm not picking sides. I swear.
Creep always has something when it matters, and
Creep had something in the first 3 screens, and the third one, not the one where Creep was.
Okay. So Creep's had items occasionally.
yeah, and Jazz having a little trouble here, almost missing that shot. Honestly, it can be a little tricky to hit the torch in the lighthouse there.
Yeah, Rick getting his bow on Greyfish.
Yep.
Yeah. Fine night, isn't it? We'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just gave us a shard. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
A few steps removed from a shard. Definitely a little annoying item to get because you have to jump down,
You have to, yeah.
nail it, then go back up. And then I'm sure Maggie will give you Moblin's letter. You know, like, why? Interesting that Rick's going to Rockspire here. Rockspire was hinted to have a boomerang. There's 2 checks here. You know, so it's like 50-50 if Rick's going for a boomerang right now. I don't know if I would really go for it. It is required. Now we got the little Maggie's letter cutscene here in the House of Wealth.
So yeah, it's just do that cutscene, and yeah. So at this point, actually, we're having both runners do something that we haven't seen. I don't think we've seen Jasnix do this, and we haven't seen Rick do the cafe bar check. So interesting.
Yeah,
So these are.
but we expect Rick to do these checks once after this probably.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
don't know when Jazz is going to come to Rockspire with that hit the boomerang. So if this is not the boomerang and something big, that could be quite big for Rick. It's
So-
nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so boomerang it pretty much has to be on the gunboat at this point.
Yeah. So I don't see Rick coming back. I'm sure Jazz will come here if he finds grappling hook
Yeah.
to do checks, and he'll actually do the gunboat first probably. So he'll get the boomerang and then he'll have to do the cave.
Yeah.
So we'll see. These little routing decisions that you can't really fault a runner doing because it makes sense. But I mean, it adds up.
Yeah, very much so.
All right, Rick's gonna go for the grammar check here, which we know is hook shot, which is gonna unlock his wind temple, which is where Jazz is heading now.
Yeah, Jasnix won't be able to enter. Why am I thinking about Earth Temple? Completely wrong temple. Wind Temple. He was able to do this just fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Fire and ice arrows. You are golden.
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing that you'd really want at this point is lights, which will save time in like 2 or 3 rims.
Right.
So yeah, and again with the ring path into makes total sense.
Yep. I believe a check in wind temple was hinted at. Maybe with the big key chest was hinted to be something. I'm not sure. I don't quite remember. I don't know if you remember.
But both runners giving me anxiety because both of them are saving Grandma not on the carpet.
Yeah.
It's going to happen one day where me probably or someone else is going to be way too early and it's not going to work.
Yep.
It's yeah. I'm waiting for that unfortunate day to at least happen to myself.
Well, it sounds like you're very safe and cautious with it, so it probably won't happen to you. But I mean, who knows? All right, we got a key in the first check of Wind Temple here.
Wind Temple is actually one of those rare dungeons that actually requires at least one small key. The only other dungeon that does is Tower of the Gods, and yeah, there's one right there.
Yeah.
Tower of the Gods
DRC. Yeah, DRC is a weird dungeon.
Yeah, I guess DLC is by technicality, but the
Yeah.
first check is just yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, in Tower of the Gods, you know that one of the small keys is going to be in like the first floor. Wind Temple, you actually don't know where the small keys are going to be pretty much. They can only be in like most of the dungeon.
Yeah.
There's only like 1 or 2 checks it can be in. So it can happen where runners are spent looking for a key for quite a while, even if they would be in go mode.
Oh, okay. I kind of like this kind of movement here on Jasnix's
Yeah.
side.
Yeah,
Get
but
this
yeah.
ninja secret.
Very interesting. I've never seen that movement. That is a tingle statue.
I don't know why I thought that was light arrows.
Oh,
It looked like light arrows from OOT, and I thought of it as light arrows, but
Oh,
we're not
interesting.
playing OOT, and they weren't light arrows. And it's also a tingle statue not required, so maybe Jasnix picking that up just for fun.
maybe.
But you won't be needing those.
But yeah, Rick doing creep. So we will see. Well, we will see double creep of the seed.
Was the postman check anything?
No, it was silver rupee.
Okay. So a creep bell.
Yeah.
Unlucky. That's pretty dull in Wind Temple here. All you have to do is plant the top tree. We're able to skip going in that room back there, in fact. I feel like a lot of runners don't even know what's in that room back there.
I do not.
Spooky stuff is in there. You don't want to go in there.
I think I did a co-op seed with a friend once, and they went there. I did not. So
Yeah.
I still have no idea what is beyond there.
There's the hook shot.
Rick getting his hook shot, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rick himself decides to go into Wind Temple. But yeah, I think that Jasnix going in earlier than Rick, I think. Which, depending on what's in here, if Jasnix finds a lot of really good items that advances the seed, Jasnix might actually be able to pull this back in his favor.
For sure,
Especially
yeah.
with getting that leaf a little bit later. I think Rick has still done more overworld regardless, so it's still pretty even.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to say.
I think it just depends what's in what is in Wind Temple. If it's a lot of really good items, then that puts Jasnix in a really good position that he has those items this early on.
For sure. Yeah, I'm noticing on tracker the only thing that Rick has over Jasnix is a sword, which was Forest Hit, maybe. So, I mean, we'll see. Alright, Jasnix. Seeing that chest is wooden, and I believe the big chest was hinted to be nothing, so we can just reset here. Yeah, path to Tower of the Gods. Basically, we have a bow, we have leaf. We're just looking for pearls now, so...
Yeah. Very, very likely chance there's pearls. If it isn't pearls, it's probably something that leads to a pearl, I would imagine, at this point.
Sure.
But yeah, I think that's Rick is going to Porprit now, I believe. So still choosing to continue in Overworld, which is very fair.
He's been to Popping already, though, right? He's just going for the Wizard Cave.
I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know one of the runners have been to Porprit before already.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. You know, when are you going to go do Wizard Cave?
Yeah.
Then after Windfall, you can reset back to Windfall if it's nothing and just go with Windfall. No big deal.
It is very much a slow check, as you'll see. It's it takes a while to kill these Wizard Robe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's right there on Rick's side, so yeah, it's might as well get this, I think.
For sure. And if it's lights, that could be quite nice for Wind Temple. So they allow the right Wizrobe to spawn something because the Wizrobe there only spawns morphs, which are very easy to manage.
And pretty easy to kill, although there's always one that tends to go off in a random direction.
So resetting
Yeah,
back to
nothing
Windfall and heading straight to Wind Temple. Another key here on Jasnix's side behind the 7 Armos. Another small key. We still haven't really found anything in Wind Temple here. There's the big key. I'm sure Jazz will just pick that up. Temple now.
Yeah, so both runners are going to be in Wind Temple, and yeah, again, I believe Rick has done more overworld, so kind of is balanced out at this point.
Yeah. But only has one sword to show for it, so there is a world where Jazz gets to skip those checks that Rick did. And a nice jump slash just there, using a bomb to bomb boost out of the last one because you can't slash your sword during the cutscene. And we see two spikies up here, could be both pearls.
Could
Jazz
be.
to go straight into Tower of the Gods after this. Moblin's letter. Okay.
Yep,
That's I don't know check.
very much an I don't know check. And Din's Pearl,
Okay, so that's definitely path to Tower of the Gods.
we've got the two, I wouldn't say useless because we do need them in this seed, but two less useful pearls.
Yeah.
There is the Feroz Pearl does actually give us a mail check as well with getting a pearl.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just looking for that for Tower of the Gods entrance, and we're still looking for quite a few items. We're like 50 minutes in, but we're still looking for quite a few shards, quite a few swords, power bracelets as well.
Yeah.
Still haven't found mirror shields.
Yep.
There's still a lot of things that we still haven't, still need to find at this point. But yeah, Jasnix
Nice
just
jump flash there
yeah.
to double hit the Wiz Rope. Nice shield there to block the Dark Knight hit too.
yeah.
It's gonna try
making pretty good work, especially with that 6-time hit there, which is not easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Good combat on the Dark Knight too. It's a clean room by Jasnix here. Rewarded with nothing. The classic Rando experience. Tingle statue there. Rick knows. Doesn't have to pick it up, so we'll just ignore that. Continue on. Alright, so we just have a Din's Pearl and Moblin's letter to show for. Oh, and Notamon too as well. So we
Yeah.
some mail checks that we can do after this, but still need to find that pearl somewhere. We do have the ice ring available to us in the overworld. I'm not sure. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
That's a little spooky.
Yeah.
Don't go for that jump slash there, but it
Yeah.
saves it.
I know for me, I always tend to wait until that fan is done, and then I don't have to worry about it.
Right, yeah. So interesting targeting there on Jasnix's side, but yeah, one bow hit there to stun the head, and then a hammer hit. Ooh, just not enough time to hit the head there.
Yeah, that-
Stoppo's gonna respawn.
They can be kind of finicky, especially if you take a long time to hit the head there.
Yeah, dispatching two at the same time, definitely easy to have the second one respawn.
Yeah.
Opening the gate there. So, head backwards through the Cyclone's room, just like Jazz did. Alright, kill all enemies in the basement here. Jazz still has one left to get, but he's stuck up there. Grabs him with the hook shot, and down he goes. Ooh, a spiky here at the bottom of the dungeon. Is this our last pearl?
Interesting. Could be. It's a
No,
sword.
it's a sword.
Okay, so now we know where all three swords are, pretty much.
Yeah, and I believe a shard was in the Ice Ring Combat Cave. So we know where one other shard is. Still missing the power bracelet, still missing some shards. And that Aurora's Pearl to get into Tower of the Gods.
Yeah, Jasnix just finishing up this here.
Yeah. Do need lights as well. Nothing there. On Rick's side, dropping down, get grabbed by the Floor Master. Interesting routing here.
think this makes sense because the Binky chest was hinted dead.
Right, yeah.
So this will save him another save warp and save him all those all that movement stuff.
Yeah.
Jasnix is going to be entering one of the I think one of the coolest boss fights in the game. Has the best music,
For sure, yeah.
at least of any boss theme. I think, anyway.
Yeah, and you saw Jazz there getting some hearts because this boss hurts if you get hit.
Very
You
much
can
so.
easily take a death here if you're not careful. All right, we see the one cycle strats here attempted by Jasnix. Gonna try to grab this tongue back. I believe it is frame perfect. Does get it. So we've skipped
Nice.
one cycle. Gonna go for that again, dropping the bomb. Gonna go for that re-grab again. Not an easy strat. Gets it again.
Nice,
One
two.
more, and he will do this fight without Mulgara ever coming out of the grab here. Wow, nice Mulgara
Nice.
there by Jasnix. Very clean.
Very nice.
Amazing. And of the runners that actually go for this strat, Jazz and Rick are the two. So we might see it also attempted on Rick's side as well.
Yeah, it's a very very hard strat. I don't know much about it, but I've heard it's very interesting.
Wow, and look at that, a shard on a boss. Is this even rando? Of course it is, because there's a shard on the boss. But
That was very close to the center of the room. It kind of scared me a little bit,
Yeah,
but
a
it's
little
it's all
spooky.
good. It's all good. Yeah, it is possible actually to if you're unlucky enough, Link can be right on top of that Triforce there, and can sometimes just get warped out without getting item. Which is better in this season because most of the time this item will be junk anyway. But on this occasion, it would have been pretty disastrous for Jasnix. But yeah, that's Wind Temple done for him. So
yeah, really, really clean stuff by, there by Jazz. Alright, Rick is going to grab his Moblin's Ladder here and his Din's Pearl. Jazz still without a Ferrer's Pearl, so can't go Tower of the Gods quite yet. See if he manages to get that last. Okay, I think he is going Forest Haven here, which will lead him to that last sword. And then it's probably straight to Ice Ring from there.
yeah, Jasnix going to. I believe he's just being here in Forest Haven. Yep, he's just getting some of these checks here. So now at this point, Jasnix is doing some things that Rick has already done. So yeah, we'll kind of see how the lead shapes up in this instance.
Yeah, but if Pearl is also at Ice Ring and he goes straight to Tower of the Gods from here and everything else is in Tower of the Gods, that's just go mode for Jazz, skipping all the extra stuff that Rick did in the overworld.
Yeah, very much so. I think that Jasnix still needs a few shards, still needs a bow and a sword, which I believe he's going to get around now.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
smart,
yeah, Jasnix, despite getting the leaf pretty late, didn't get too punished for it, actually.
yeah. Yeah, Rick's time. Okay, Rick's time here in the mini boss room, not as clean as Jasnix's.
It's a hard one, I think, especially trying to get all those shots on whilst this guy's here and he's not very nice sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a cozy room of Wind Temple, I will say.
Yeah. But it's these things that can lose you races at this level for sure.
Very much so, yeah. Yeah, we saw, I believe earlier today, a race get decided by Puppet Gun in Phase 1.
Right, exactly.
Amongst other things, but it just takes a small combat mishap, and
Yeah.
at this level, anything can happen.
Alright, Rick done with most of Wind Temple, just gonna go to the basement now. Couple more checks.
Yeah, again, back to this whole thing of both runners have been doing something the other one's done, because there was quite a bit of divergence in this seed, even from the start, especially with that, with Rick getting that leaf quite early on.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what is left in the overworld that we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen Boating Chorus.
Yeah.
I don't believe that was hinted. We haven't seen Ice Ray.
The inner chest was something required. I remember that much.
Right.
What it was exactly, I do not remember.
Yeah.
But we will hopefully see some point soon.
Yeah.
And I hope the runners remember what it was, because I sure don't.
Yeah. I will assume that it's a shard at this point.
Yeah, we'll make them. Given we still need like 2 more shards,
Yeah.
at least on Jasnix's side, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but oh, we have Big Pig, I guess, but we don't have power bracelets yet.
Yeah, that is another item we are going to need for entering Earth Temple. I believe even in Go mode that's required, right?
Right, you
Yeah.
need it for Valhalla at the minimum.
Oh,
Oh, that small island wasn't the shard, it was
Okay.
the sword, it was the nail.
Oh right, it was the male, and then to okay, yeah. I thought it had something to do with small irons, which technically did. But
Right, yeah.
yeah, I think Jasnix is going to boating course,
Okay, interesting.
and then going. He might be going to Angular afterwards. He might not. He still doesn't have Mirror Shield, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Interesting that he goes here instead of Ice String. Like, if you are planning to go to Angular, you would go Ice String because there's 2 checks there. That
Yeah,
could
actually,
be
yeah.
Shield instead of the boating course, which is 1, but...
He could very much just do this and then go straight to Ice Ring afterwards, then to Angular.
That's
There's many ways of routing the southeast quadrants, so we'll see what he decides to do.
Oh, missing that middle one. That's it, there we go. And it is a spiky here.
Grappling hook.
Okay.
Very interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, I believe Neil Rock was hinted Baron. And we know that Gunboat at Rockspire is the boomerang. So...
I don't think Jasnix knows that though.
No, yeah. We only know from Rick's side because he did the cave and it was nothing.
Yeah.
So we're going to Greyfish, so he is going to go to Rockspire here. So that is going to be some time to claim for Rick.
Yeah, Rick's now entering Mulgera, and we do have his audio, so we will be able to enjoy the nice and quite epic Mulgera theme.
Right, and we'll see if yeah, equipping bombs, he's going to go for the 1 cycle. Let's see if he gets it.
We'll see if he gets it. Sorry. It's good shit.
Alright, there it is. The bomb. He gets 1? Okay. That is exciting. If they both get it, that's so high.
That would be incredible.
Gets 2?
2. Just use 1 more.
Oh my goodness.
Oh! He might be able to
Should be
save
fine,
it.
yeah. Should be fine. Oh,
Not
dang,
quite,
didn't
not
quite
quite.
get it.
Still,
Yeah.
still 2 out of 3.
Yeah,
That's
2 out
very,
of 3.
very, very good.
For sure, yeah. Both these runners getting some part of, or if not the entire Mulgera 1 cycle there. Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, that's Mulgera and Wind Temple done for Rick Schmidty.
And we saw Jasnix get the boomerang from the gunboat, and they're going to use that in the combat cave, which he has to do since he doesn't know what it is. But yeah, when Rick comes out of here, I'm trying to think if, I mean, he has to check notes and all, but I don't think he has anything that has Jazz done. Oh, boating course, I guess, has that grapple, but that grapple is effectively useless.
There's not a huge amount of grapple checks that are
Yeah,
in
Private
Logic.
Oasis, nothing.
Yeah.
Pop print, nothing. I think it's actually just a useless check. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rick goes straight to Ice String, because that's probably his densest play.
Yeah, I believe we'll be at this point, yeah. But yeah, there's another shot for Rick at 2 now, and yeah,
two to
as I said, won't be surprised if he goes Ice Ring. But yeah, we'll see what he does. I think Jasnix must be running low at this point, so I feel like he would be going to Ice Ring at this by now.
He's gonna win.
Okay, not quite. Not quite.
He has the Moblin's letter check. I think that's it.
He does, yes.
Let's see. Okay, holding hands at Windfall, both going for the Malden's letter check. Yeah, so kind of tied up here. I mean, Rick hasn't done Boating Course. And Jazz might revisit Angular, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Alright, Windfall was Path to Gel Hall. Is it for... Oh,
Mirror Shield.
it could be for that. That Mirror Shield is going to incentivize Jasnix, I assume, to revisit Angular after Ice Ring.
Yeah. So Jasnix might lose a bit of time for that double dip.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, but Rick will probably have to deal with that. So, a little bit more time to for Rick to have in this instance.
Oh, and here we go. Jasnix also going for the Pop Print Wiz Rope Cave, which Rick did. So we're going to lose some time there again. And that's just how Rando is sometimes. Alright, mailing note to him. I'm not going to check it right away, though. Interesting decision. Yeah, it must be Ice Ring here. Go from Forest Haven. Is it faster to go from Southern or Forest Haven?
To Ice Ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, Southern Ferry, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, whoever said that in the chat. The chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rick is going to to Ice Ring from here, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and I believe it is a shard in that combat cave, so if there's at least that, it would be nice to find lights for it. And if lights are somewhere in a seed, it's going to be Ice Ring. Either Frozen Chest or the inner one. I think it's going to be Frozen Chest, though. It does
that one likes to be spiky.
Yeah.
It's been spiky in most of my races here, actually.
I would like to retract my previous statement
Never mind.
and say it's the inner, or it's the cave chest.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. We'll see. There are 3 opportunities for there to be something spiky on this island. It's a bit. There we go. Yeah, there we go. It's a bit of a one to sail to, certainly, but it's got quite a few checks as far as just islands go. So is never really a bad place to go if you're starting to run low on checks.
Yeah. Although I think if this is something, it might have to be just Din's Pearl, or not Ferrora's Pearl, because I don't know if we have any checks left in the overworld.
Yeah, here's a spiky.
A shard?
Shard.
Okay.
Long boy shard. And yeah, one more left, and then that opens up
Yeah,
high roll.
okay, yeah, so yeah, high roll. So
We could, yep.
because high roll can't be lights, because I don't think we have any checks left. I think it has to be power bracelets for Big Pig, or Ferrora's Pearl down in high roll.
And even then, we still need a bait bag for the pig.
Oh yeah, we do. So yeah, I don't think it can be. It has to be Ferrora's Pearl down
It's
there.
yeah.
Unless I'm forgetting an overworld check.
We might be. We just hope our runners aren't. Yeah, Rick is making some pretty good use of the ice arrows plus the skull hammer, which is a pretty quick way of defeating enemies.
Oh.
Having a bit of trouble with his dark gun though.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, there we go. You got the unroll.
Yeah.
From there, it was just straightforward, just like jab, and then he's dead.
Yeah, this was hinted to be a shard, I think.
Yeah, it was to be something.
Yeah.
There you go, shard.
Full Triforce, full Master Sword. If we didn't have hints, I'd say go check Gan's Maze. But I wouldn't probably advise against that this seed. Although Jazz might go all the way and open the Dark Portal.
With the boomerang, it's not an unheard of play.
Yeah. I don't know if it saves time.
I don't know either. I'm just trying to think about it. I don't know if it would. We'll see. But yeah, Rick. Yeah, Rick is now going to Angular. Okay, so I guess it was spiky then.
Is he going to Okay, he is going to Angular.
Okay, so yeah.
Interesting.
So in that case, Jasnix actually isn't going to be in that bad of a situation because
No.
both runners had to double dip it anyway. So
Right, yeah.
yeah.
So actually, it's pretty close.
This
Jazz has
race
the
is
rest of this island,
yeah.
and Rick has Boating Course there.
This race is incredibly close, I think. Again, ever so slight edge to Rick, just I think because a lot of his routing has worked out and a lot of it's been able he's been able to chain things more nicely. Otherwise, yeah, very very close from both runners.
He's using the new strats by Claire here on Rick's side.
Very new strat.
Gonna use this, pull the leaf, do a side hop ledger grab here. Nice, gets it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just doing this.
It's a pretty awkward. I always find with that ledge grabbing, it's always earlier than you think. Because quite often when I try and do it, I often end up bashing into a block and then just falling down and just being really sad.
Alright, what is this?
It's a spiky, but we'll see what it is. For Raw's Pearl.
Okay.
That's Tower of the Gods now open.
That is Tower of the Gods open. So now we're just missing a light and power bracelets for go mode.
Yeah.
I assume the runners will check Hyrule first before going Tower of the Gods. Just go right there.
Maybe not. There's only one check in Hyrule. And both runners are 2 items from go.
Oh, Rick's not even going to Boning Course Cave here. He's just going straight to
Interesting,
straight
right.
to Tower of the Gods.
Yeah, I mean, around now is the time, you're 2 items from go. Around now is the time where, you're thinking about making some pretty risky plays. Just, kind of going for things like this. And yeah, he's going for, just going straight for Toji and hoping that Hyrule isn't anything.
Yeah. I mean, when you're 1 item from go, surely you go Tower of the Gods because it's probably going to have something since it was in there. But you're 2 items from go, so it could be a little riskier to orphan that Boarding Course check.
Jasnix struggling a little bit with this side up here.
It is a hard
against
one.
it.
Yeah, like
It's a
you were
very
saying.
hard one, yeah. It's hard. I think it's hard just because of the angle that you're at. It's a very awkward one.
Spiky here. Are we going to see
Spiky.
one of our items right away?
Go ship shot.
Yeah, that's nothing because Great Sea was nothing.
Yeah. That's a small key.
Yeah, first Armor Sight was the other small key, so we won't see that check in this seed. Alright, save warping out of here because the water cycles don't like to be nice when you have this Dungeon Secret on. Alright, yeah, and I think Jazz just has to follow into Tower of the Gods here, or also check Hyrule.
Yeah. We'll see what Justin to do here.
Forest.
Or not. Frosthaven.
What check is he going for here? Did he do Bomb Island?
He did, right? Yeah, he did. No, he didn't. I can't remember.
Oh, he's a mail check.
Oh, mail check. Right, okay, yeah. This makes sense.
Aurora's Pearl mail check. Oh,
Yeah, this makes sense, yeah. I think, again, 2 very different schools of thought here. I think Jasnix is hoping that he'll be able to find a useful item outside of Tower of the Gods, so if he does find, like, say, Power Bracelets, like, halfway through, and that's his go mode, he can then skip checking through, like, half Tower of the Gods.
Right.
Meanwhile, Rick is just hoping that both of the items are in here somewhere, and is just going straight in it.
Yeah, and it looks like it, is working out for Rick here. We'll see if Jasnix not gonna check. Oh, it's gonna save first. Yeah, you gotta save first and check. Sensible. Okay, the 2 schools of thought at work here. But our go mode isn't on the first floor, so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, Rick.
Yeah, Rick's going for the floor 1 skip on the left side here.
Okay. Interesting they didn't just kind of leaf all the way, but okay. Oh, missing the water cycle now here because of it as well. It's a spiky in Master Chamber. Okay, Rick getting an air refill there.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah.
I never thought to do that. I would have just drowned.
Yeah, so we're looking for power bracelets or light arrows here. Light arrows don't really save time in Tower of the Gods. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really save time.
They save time, it's like in Wind Temple a few places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully Jazz doesn't take a death here. These Dark Knights can hurt.
These Dark Nuts can hurt quite a lot. He does have soup, I believe. So yeah, he should be okay.
That's true, but getting hit, your soup will not auto-activate, unfortunately. All right.
True.
He is good. All All right, what is this? I mean, there are a couple bait items still remaining, bait bag included, possibly.
Lights.
Oh, light arrows. Okay.
All right.
Now we're still missing power bracelets, and I expect Rick to check Hyrule after Tower of the Gods, although we'll see how aggressive he decides to play.
At this point, we know that Rick will absolutely check all of Tower of the Gods.
Right.
The question is now, where are power bracelets?
Right.
'Cause if they're like early, they're not too early in Tower of the Gods. We know that much because they're not on floor 1. But if they're early enough, say like at this check or somewhere similar, then that might give Jasnix a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, and Jasnix going to open up the Dark Portal here in Hyrule.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, Rick getting the big key as well.
Okay. I mean, that's nice to find not having to worry about the big key skip. Still no power bracelets though. So if Rick's gonna, or Jazz is gonna skip some of Tower of the Gods, it's not gonna be much. Unless it's hop across, and Jazz goes hop across before being the dungeon. I don't know if Jazz is that kind of player or not.
I think definitely in. Yeah, hard to tell. Hard to say what like kind of player Jazz is normally. I definitely know in this game specifically. I don't know if this is a deviation from his normal strategy, but he's definitely going for a very safe place. He's making sure he covers everything. I don't know if he's like metagaming or anything, but yeah, it makes sense. And so far, it seems to be working with those lights.
Yeah, it would be really nice to find for sure.
Okay, Rick going for this side hop.
Nice.
Right, gets it quite nicely.
That definitely feels nice to get.
Definitely does.
Nice to get. Oh no, he didn't pick up the bubbles here, so not gonna go for the getting on the platforms early there. And yeah, the rare scenario that you see being able to open up the Dark Portal here in Hyrule. So yeah, Rick's not gonna worry about the stone tablet quite yet. Gonna go over to the left here to do what would normally be the third statue you do, but thanks to the changes that we have for this season, Tachi rooms can be done in any order. We see Jazz there opening up the Dark Portal. This puts a portal in Forsaken Fortress, which we haven't gone to this season because it's not one of our required dungeons, so we will have to knock down the door later to get in. But yeah, well, I get to, skip the big Hyrule parts since he's already done that skill.
Nice move in there from Rick doing the side hop there.
Yeah. Very little time save counts. We have a race this close. Jasnix, no checks left. We'll be going into Tower of the Gods here. No spiky here on this second chest in this room. Was the first chest spiky? It was. Yes. Okay. There's a good chance this is our power bracelets.
We'll see what this is. It could be all things though, but we'll see.
Okay, they are. Okay. So that will be get Jasnix's go mode. We'll see how long it takes for Rick to get his go mode in Hyrule.
Yeah, at this point we know where all the items are. Jasnix just waiting for power bracelets. Rick is just trying to get light arrows. I think that these are very annoying, very annoying sometimes. I think that Jasnix will be able to skip at least a decent portion of Tower of the Gods check-wise.
I mean, Rick's definitely not doing first armors because it was hinted a key. So all you're really skipping is maybe breaking the pot upstairs. Let's see. I mean, Jazz could go for a different order in the dungeon and actually be able to skip the mini boss. But then he'll have to. Oh goodness. That's a little spooky there. Good thing he has an extra heart container.
I think that since the big key is on the mini boss check, it could be that like if Jasnix goes for the first like chronological statue first and then goes around that way, he might not even get the big key.
Yeah.
And then Jasnix would pretty much be forced to then do the big key skip, which is slower if you don't end up having the big key just normally.
It's slow, but is it slower than fighting the Darknet mini-boss, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So. Although I think it is commonplace to now store a chest down here to go upstairs. Also, will Rick do hop across on the way out of Tower of the Gods? I feel like if you... I mean, I don't know. One item left, you go back for it maybe. Yeah, Jazz getting rid of the bubble here, so I do expect him to store this chest. So he will go mini-boss, follow the same route that Rick did.
Yeah, I guess like one of the disadvantages to the route that we're doing here is that that was rope does exist, and
Yeah.
it's pretty annoying.
Yeah. Jazz flying a little low, but thanks to how water works in this game, it pops you right up. And yeah, we're in. Having to wait. I mean, Rick did have a little bit of trouble there, having to wait for the water cycle. These rats in the room that Jasnix is in can be a little annoying, but looks like they're pretty quiet
Very much
tonight.
so.
Alright, last statue being put into place here by Rick. And we'll get the mandatory stone tablet check. Hopefully that's nothing like a hurricane spin.
We'll see. we do like a required hurricane spin.
Do we?
Meh. I know that some people specifically don't like Hurricane Spin because it makes the Gandalf fight a little bit more kind of wacky, especially if you are.
Yeah, I don't like the wackiness.
Yeah. Especially if you like holding the B button. There's a joy pendant though.
Okay.
Have the runners done Miss Marie?
Yes, that was a pearl.
Okay, yes, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they had. It would be quite late for them not to have done that.
Yeah, it'd be really weird to go back to Windfall so many times and not do Miss Marie for sure.
Yeah.
Rick's got the strat here where he pulls out a bomb immediately after exiting the portal. Slightly mistimes it though, and the kind of punishment that you kind of have to go for this backup strat using the hook shot. Oh, not getting the hook shot out there, but there we go.
Gotta love iframes.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool strat. You know, normally you see it in Savage Labyrinth, but we're never ever going to see that in tournament settings. He's going to peek the pot here, using a bow while the arrow almost explode there. And yeah, now it's off to fight Godon on Rick's side. So the question is, I mean, what checks does he have left in the overworld? He has Boating Course and High Roll.
Yeah.
Surely you go High Roll. After,
I think he might, yeah.
after Tower of the Gods. You have Hop Across too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you go back into Dungeon.
Yeah. So I think that's
Oh.
So yeah, I think that Jasnix will save a little bit of time over Rick in Tower of the Gods. I think that Rick does have a little bit of an edge. I think going into
That's unfortunate.
not getting that zero cycle there.
Yeah.
Doesn't lose too much time because if you just decide to wait, you're gonna have to wait for it anyway. So you lose maybe like 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not the worst time. But it's not a time loss nonetheless that both these runners are not gonna want to have.
Yeah. And they know, like, they need to play their best because their opponent is very strong.
Definitely.
Looks like Rick will probably end up with some Snot arrows here. Only has 7 arrows left and one more phase of Godon to go. Yeah, missing quite a few shots on those hands. Running out of magic, in fact, to kill that hand. And now the hands are going to respawn. So he's going to have to use even more arrows, which he's missing. Gets a double hit there, I believe, on the hands. So saves some arrows, but looks like he's going to have to go for more Snot arrows here. Yeah.
Some nice arrow shots from Rick as well. He's getting like 3 of those shots really quickly.
Yeah, and Godon is just not recognizing that it's out of arrows. I like to do those where I like spam the bow to like remind Godon to give me some arrows.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm out of arrows.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, like.
Yeah, I don't know if the game checks for that. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. It's weird. Anyway, yeah, that's Rick done with Tower of the Gods. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Rick will go for Hyrule after this, and then find his lights, and everything will be all good. So
Yeah, we do have to keep in mind in Earth Temple though the advantage Jasnix has with the Dark Portal open.
that is very true.
Even if they're neck to neck, like if they're tied in Valhalla, it's actually Jasnix with the advantage.
Yeah. So I think that Rick will kind of, assuming that Rick doesn't open the portal himself, he will appear slightly ahead of Jasnix until we get pretty much right into Puppet Ganon. But yeah, for now we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
But yeah, Jazz is pretty close to power bracelets.
Yeah, and yeah, we see here Rick going back for Hop Across. I mean, he doesn't have many checks left, and Hop Across is a
true.
check.
Yeah.
So losing some more time there over
Yeah.
Jasnix.
Again, I think that like both of these runners made plays that make a lot of sense. I don't think like any was like specifically right or wrong. I think it just ended up being that like lights, where lights were for Jasnix favored his sort of safer play style.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jasnix is going to see that this is a spiky, and that will be Jasnix in go mode
Right.
before Rick. Although again, Jasnix still has to beat this dungeon and other stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean, Rick still has to fight the Dark Knights in Hyrule too, so. I don't know. I feel like Jazz might even have a little bit of a lead here, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell again because he's opened the Dark Portal. Yeah, that Keys is not. Ooh, dodging that Keys.
Wow, nice. Well done.
No, normally when the Keys is like up high, you're normally just like. At least what I normally just accept fate at that point. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's going for that little jump there.
That's how you do that strat.
Yeah.
I've seen people do zero stats with that. I've never known how they do that because I've always just blinked once they did it. But
Yeah.
very nicely done.
All right, Rick needs to go right into Hyrule here, saving just in case. So yeah, this is Hyrule.
Yeah.
He's gonna get those lights for go mode, and yeah, we'll see. We will see. Yeah, obviously Rick. I mean, there is a way to open the Dark Portal with Bow, but I doubt anyone's gonna go for that ever. So he's gonna have to come back to Tower of the Gods later, go back down the portal. Yeah, it's spiky, so here we go.
Yeah. Again, Rick does, like Jasnix, does not have lights for this fight because these are lights.
Yeah.
So he'll have to fight these the good old-fashioned way of just without lights.
Yeah. Oh, I think one of the statues might fall in the water there for Jazz, so he needs to go back. He needs to deal with the keys.
Still dodging the keys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Both armors off for the Dark Knights. Alright. Nope. A little punch there from the Dark Knight, but that's the Dark Knight down. Jasnix over to the top floor of Tower of the Gods now, though. Making ground.
Alright, so this is going to be go mode for Rick.
Alright.
So both runners are in go mode at this point.
Yep.
It's just a case of who can run quicker.
Yeah, Jasnix is ahead one Dark Portal. Rick is ahead one Godon.
Yeah, so very hard to kind of tell who's in the lead at this point.
Yeah, there's still that Earth Temple execution, and then Puppet Ganon, like you referenced earlier. The race could come down to who has the better Puppet Ganon.
Definitely. So yeah, this is gonna be a very kind of technical ending section of the seed, and yeah, we'll see how this ends up panning out for both these runners.
Jasnix, no magic here. Could go for a little soup here to regain his magic. We'll see what he does. I'm just gonna use arrows. Which I think is a fine play. I mean, it does put you low on arrows, but the hands can kind of be weird sometimes when you go for elemental arrows. We're heading over to Headstone earlier. I mean, Jazz also did peak Headstone earlier, so that is sometime that Rick gains on Jasnix, but Jazz also had that very clean Mulgara fight. Not that Rick's wasn't clean, because it was very clean as well, but...
Yeah, entering Earth Temple right now. Yeah, at this point, the Earth Temple route is pretty straightforward. You use Medley for like one room, maybe.
Yeah.
Then you do some more stuff as well, and then you just kind of ride the storage to the end, if all goes to plan.
Yeah.
Things can sometimes not all go to plan, but they will all go to plan. This is not me jinxing it.
Yeah, ideally you store this chest, you grab a small key from the curtain, and you're just going straight to the boss. But,
Yeah.
let's see if the runners have that kind of luck here.
And yeah, that's Jasnix done with Godin, and I'm watching this pretty lengthy cutscene
Yep.
of Godin talking about something rather. I don't know if you've ever played a vanilla game. Also, Jasnix making pretty good work of the lights here. He's one to kill those shadow guys.
Yeah, Rick is doing a good job with that.
That's a Jasmine, Rick. That took me way too long to realize.
Is it a small key up there? That's the dream. It is. Okay,
key,
nice. Yeah, so it gets to go straight through the locked door in the basement area. It doesn't have to go around. Getting storage off this pillar. Who gets storage off this pillar? Everyone goes on the other side, right?
No one really ever uses this one. Yeah, you're right. There's four places to do storage,
Yeah.
and everyone likes maybe like 2 of the 4.
Yeah. I think Rick was maybe looking for something there. Hearts, arrows, not sure. But
Maybe,
those,
yeah.
those orbs drop out of choose, they're pretty trash.
Right, that's Jasnix making his way to Earth Temple, following kind of in Rick's footsteps.
Yep.
Again, a reminder, Rick will have to do a decent portion of Hyrule as well, so it does appear that Rick is a bit ahead, but he's not as much as it looks like, actually.
Yeah. Hard to say. I don't have it timed. Struggling a little bit here, struggling as in not getting it first try. Not getting a frame perfect first try.
Yeah, roll clips are quite difficult. They're frame perfect. This one especially is quite annoying because it's that straight into leaf pumps, and failing this is failing the leaf pump rather is fairly bad.
Like falling into the void here isn't that bad because you at least get Bentley back, but falling into the Four Masters pit, that's where it gets kind of bad.
Yeah, Rick with a slight head shake. He knows he's losing a little bit of time here.
Yeah.
Giving Jasnix a bit of time to catch up here. Yep.
There we go.
It gets it. Yep. There you go. Nice. That's the thing with like things out of this frame perfect is that sometimes your brain just gets a bit of a mental block and you just can't
For sure.
seem to overcome it sometimes.
Yep.
Especially it's also annoying when you have a bit of a section where you lose quite a few seconds, and sometimes that eats away at you in your brain, and then you continue to make. So sometimes you just have to go right. Pass is done. Just
There, you
move
just
on.
gotta focus on
Yeah,
what's coming
just
up.
keep going.
Yeah, I mean everything else in Earth Temple here is going pretty well for Rick. Jazz not too far behind. Struggling a little with these chews. Not sure why he's not using the bow. Definitely, it's just easier to just pull the bow here and get rid of those chews, but 2 arrows, I guess. But there should be arrows. in the skull there, but it's not guaranteed. Hopefully he gets some more arrows though at some point. Okay. Just a 10 pack of arrows, not the best. Go for some soup dupe here on both sides.
Nice.
To get some magic back. And Rick hopefully doesn't fail the boss key skip here.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, and yeah, Jazz gonna check the current just to make sure, see if it's a small key. Rick is on Johala.
Light arrows do affect Johala somehow. Don't know why.
Yeah, not sure exactly why the developers put that in.
You shouldn't have light arrows at this point.
Yeah,
you
not
should
even
never,
for the refight.
Yeah, you shouldn't ever face Johala with lights.
Yeah, who knows?
But
Maybe at some point you were to fight the bosses again after you got it, light arrows, just to one-shot them.
Yeah.
Also was Goma, because Goma actually heals from light arrows, so
Yeah.
yellow shield there. Alright, Jasnix coming up to the segment here that Rick had struggled with a little bit earlier.
Yeah, there's a little more potential for time save here,
Yeah.
but only if he gets it fairly quickly.
Which he does.
Yeah.
So that is time regained there on Jasnix's side. Rick needs to get moving here into Hyrule to keep his lead. Yeah, clean room there as well by Jasnix. Rick did struggle a little bit in that room.
Yeah, Jasnix having a very clean movement right now. Getting a bit of magic here, which is very useful as well.
Yep. Oops. Hopefully the bats don't troll. They can be a little annoying and a little aggressive, but... Oh, Jazz not getting the clip out there. That's not going to work either. Struggling a little bit. Gets hit by the keys. I feel like once you get hit once, the keys should leave you alone, but I don't think that's necessarily... Struggling a little bit here with this clip. Maybe going a little too fast. There we go. Gets it. Alright, Rick is going back to Tower of the Gods here. Jazz will be warping to Forsaken Fortress later. Jazz almost falling out of the stairs there. You can clip out in the stairs there, and I mean, maybe you can make it back in at that elevation, but
Yeah.
maybe a little spooky.
Alright, so Rick will be entering Hyrule at round a low 136. So we'll be looking at round a low 140 time, assuming nothing crazy happens in Hyrule. Although Hyrule is a very technical part of the game with public cannon, rope climb, and other things that are pretty difficult to do very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, once Rick gets to the Dark Portal room, we will have a much better idea of where these runners are. But right now, not 100% sure who's in the lead.
Yeah, it's actually really close. I have no idea. I'm trying to do the mental maths, like Jasmine will take about this. I have no clue. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, because Rick's getting there. He's getting very close.
Yeah.
Jazz has no bombs.
Yeah.
And he needs to break down the Forsaken Fortress barrier, so he's gonna have to depend on the cannons a little bit there.
Yeah.
So a little bit slower there as well.
F temple done for Jasnix.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna be able to pick up a bomb drop here, but if not having a bomb to float on the Forsaken Fortress door is what makes a difference here, that's wild.
Yeah. It is obviously possible to do it without bombs. It does take a while though, because you have to wait for the cannons to blow it up, and it's a little annoying, but it is possible.
Yeah. Alright, Rick is entering Ganon's tower here. Jazz needs to get moving himself. Alright. Close race.
I still don't know.
Close race.
Whoever's ahead, it's by seconds.
Yeah.
maybe a minute.
Yeah, and it
Mo-
can all get
tops.
destroyed in Puppet Ganon or something.
Yeah. I think Rick is slightly ahead.
Yeah, I think Rick has
Ever
the
so
lead
slightly.
here. Yeah.
But Jasnix is very close behind.
Yeah, I mean, we saw earlier Rick go into high or Puppet Ganon with the lead and losing it there, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, so Rick destroying Phantom Ganon at 38-30. Hopefully we'll keep that in
No
mind.
bombs. So yeah.
Yeah, no bombs here. Jasnix will lose a little bit of time. It's hardly a time loss here, but it's
That might be more of a time loss than you think.
they're not. I actually have no idea what happened to the cannons. They just kind of stopped firing.
Yeah, I mean, normally I kind of get to where. Okay, there
we
it
go.
is. Yeah, but that. Yeah, there's some time there.
Yeah, I think Jasnix is about maybe a minute behind, which is not very far behind.
No,
Not very far behind at all.
not at all.
Had a very exciting winners finals earlier today, and this seems.
Oh,
to
he
be
gets the wrong Puppet again.
Oh no!
Phantom again. Oh no.
Yeah,
Okay, he still gets
50
it.
55 seconds behind.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it can be hard. Especially when you're not coming into the room at the normal kind of direction
Yeah,
to
yeah.
keep track of which puppet or Phantom again is actually the one behind you. But yeah.
Right, entering Papagan 39-40,
Ooh, misses the snipe.
missing the first shot.
That honestly starts to like put me on tail a little bit when I missed that first shot, and yeah, hopefully Rick can stay focused here. Okay,
One
gets
shot
it.
for Rick.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah, might need to wait for the thing, but he's very close.
On top of Link, which
Yeah.
is never a good place to be.
Okay, that's a nice snipe. If I get one more.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not quite.
Rick's going for these shots. He's
Yeah,
not messing
he
around.
needs to wait for this one though. Yeah.
Right, done at 40-17.
Yeah, and as Jasnix is about to enter here, no arrows. Needs to grab him from this orb here.
Oh yeah.
11 arrows. That's, I mean, it's doable, of course, to dupe up again with 11 arrows, but let's see how okay, gets
Getting
that
the first
one.
shot. Yeah, there we go.
Game blocking that second one.
Second
Okay,
shot
nice
there.
second shot.
Alright, now we have to kind of go cross-eyed and look at Rick's screen as well, as he does.
He's going for crypt shot. Gets the third hit on Jasnix's side. Rick getting one crypt. Not getting the second crypt though. That could be the difference maker.
Yeah. Losing missing a crypt shot does lose about like 15 seconds, which, when the runs are this close, they'll make a difference.
Yeah, he's a little stuck up there in the rafters. We
Oh,
want to
yeah.
kind of move around so that Pumpkin is able to drop down. But yeah, there we go. Now he's back in the arena. So losing time here by not getting the double trip more than you might have been expecting. And on the wrong side, he's gonna have to get it as Pumpkin is going up. Jasnix going for misses it as well. So he's gonna have to go 3 cycles.
Misses
but-
as well.
Wow, Jazz missing the double crit. So they're tied up, but Rick has double the arrows that Jasnix has. But it might not matter.
Yeah.
Insane.
Both having very low amount of arrows, which is very
Yeah.
scary for the Worm Ganon here.
Yeah, I mean, Jasnix has, what, 3 arrows? If he misses a shot, getting arrows back in this phase is very annoying.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Okay,
Rick
misses
missing
the
shots
shot
it.
there.
Right, Jasnix on 2 arrows. No bombs.
No bombs, that's right.
Gonna
So
have
he's
to go
gonna
for
have
quick
to,
spins, which is
Yeah.
gonna make the shots harder.
yeah, if you're not practiced on it, okay. That's the time, needs to not miss
Yeah,
here.
he's
okay.
taking his time.
Yeah.
But Rick, done
Is
with
ahead, gets the stun there, needs to not miss the shot, gets it.
Jasnix making up the time. It's gonna
right.
come down to
Rope climb, grapple skip, and Ganondorf.
this is a delight to watch. Let me tell you, it's worth it. The fact that
Oh,
it's
man.
13 minutes past midnight.
Yeah. Jasper, 0 arrows, 0 bombs. Oh, man. Okay, kind of an okay rope climb there on Rick's side.
Very much so. Okay, as well for Jasnix. Both
Yeah,
kind of taking
a little
their time.
better, but
Yep, I am on the edge of my seat right
Yeah.
now. I don't know about you guys.
yeah, I think Rick has Yeah. Like a second lead or something here. Grapple skip time. Okay,
Jasnix
Jasnix
taking
gets it.
the lead. Rick
Taking the-
right behind. Getting the pog slide on Jasnix.
Oh.
Getting the pog slide on him.
Yeah, but Jasnix already drinking soup.
Okay. Jasnix entering at 4:31.
Wow, just the
Rick
cleaner climb
entering
there.
at 4:33 second difference here. I'm nervous for these guys. Alright, Jasnix done with phase 1. Rick done with phase 1.
Yeah, Jazz is still ahead though.
Right. Jasnix getting no Ganondorf swings today.
Yeah, good RNG, gets it. 2 quick spins, gets it.
Yep, same with Rick here.
All right. I mean, these are good. This is a good position for both
position.
players
Not
here.
bad, not bad.
That should be
Good there.
yeah, and I
Yep.
think
A
there
press,
it is.
there we go from Jasnix, and that's GG's to Jasnix!
GG's to Rick.
What a close game right there.
Jeez. Wow. Insane
Well
race.
done.
Power of the funky Oreo.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely
Funky Oreos, man.
insane.
That's crazy. Oh man, you can see Jasnix there.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Insane race.
Phenomenal effort from both runners.
For sure.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much so. Yeah.
See if we
Jasnix,
can get them down to talk about what an insane
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
that was. Wow.
Crazy. Alright.
Yeah, so GG's. Insanely close race. As I'm sure you were both aware, like, it was really hard to tell because Jasnix, you went into the Master Sword Chamber and you got the lights before Tower of the Gods and you opened up the Dark Portal. And so the whole time as Rick was doing Tower of the Gods, you know, the shard was pretty close to the end. We weren't sure who would actually have the lead. And then you didn't have bombs like right at the end to open up the Forsaken Fortress door, so we thought, oh, you know, he's losing time there as well. And so Rick did enter Puppet first, but yeah, just cleaner climb there at the end and taking the win. That's insane.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Yeah, Jess, how do you feel about that that race from your point of view?
What just happened? I knew it was close. Like, I can hear the crowd getting really excited. I was like, this has got to be like within a couple seconds. I was so nervous at the end. I don't know. I guess it pulled through. Like,
You did indeed.
oh my god! I knew it was gonna be close from the start. Like, the seed was really linear, so I knew like
Yeah.
it was just gonna come down to execution. So, oh my god.
I think that
Oh my God.
one thing that was interesting that Rick, you got leave from Mila pretty early on. Jasnix, you didn't. That didn't end up mattering a huge amount though, because as you said,
Yeah.
the C was very, very linear, but other things as well like that. And I think that from the end, Jasnix, you opened up the dark portal, and Rick, you didn't, and so we couldn't actually tell who was ahead until pretty much right at the end, and then it was very close. But yeah, how's the seed from your point of view, Rick?
It went pretty well. The Puppet Cannon was pretty bad. Both races today were pretty bad in Puppet Cannon.
Yeah,
yeah.
that phase 2, unfortunately, like, yeah, just those little things, and yeah.
You just wouldn't come down. That's funny.
Yeah, I was struggling to come down too as well. But I mean, both of you went for the one cycle Mulgara. Rick, you were one away from getting it. Jazz actually gets the entire one cycle Mulgara.
nice.
So it was such a high execution race that we saw here today.
Very well, yeah.
It's insane.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't think I've got much. I'm just speechless. I'm speechless. You guys did phenomenal. I don't
Yeah.
have really much else to ask you guys about, unless you guys have any questions for each other you guys want to ask.
I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say anything after that race.
Did we have the same dungeon order? I assume so.
Yes, I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, you were kind of forced into it for sure because went double path to Tower of the Gods.
Yeah.
Like, were there any major divergences, or was it mostly like similar?
Early to mid game, there was fairly different. There was a lot of periods where you guys were just doing things had already done. Very rarely were you guys you held hands like maybe like once or twice, but it wasn't like there were some minor differences in your route that changed it a little bit. Other than that, it was like pretty close, but yeah.
Yeah, like Kid mentioned earlier, like Rick, you found the leaf earlier. You actually went for a rock spire without having the grapple, being able to get the other check there. Then you knew that the other check had to be boomerang, whereas Jazz, you did both checks, and you got the boomerang first, of course. I thought that was an interesting play. And also after Angular, Rick, you didn't go to Broden course. I don't know if it was hinted or something, but
I thought I was one item away from go mode, so I just
you're right.
let Taji.
Yeah,
I forgot about the
it's-
power bracelets.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, when you one item away, you go to your dungeon. That also makes sense why you didn't check the Master Sword Chamber, perhaps, before going
Yeah.
into Tower of the Gods. Yeah, and I don't know. Would have been maybe a slightly different race, but I don't even know. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I do want to mention how my PG was like the sussest PG I've ever done, because I had 11 arrows and no bombs at all. Like, I
Yeah.
missed all the drops on the way, so I had to. I finished PG3 on my last arrow.
You did.
So
We noticed that.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was one shot away from
Yeah.
definitely losing. So
As if you guys being right next to each other wasn't nerve-wracking enough. You had to just almost run out of arrows. But no, you hit all your shots. You did very, very well.
Yeah.
And you'll be moving on to two grand finals. How do you feel about that?
yeah, to the dismay of all the schedulers out there, yeah, I will be moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah,
And
so-
yeah, Rick, with you being in third place, how do you feel with the bronze medal, so to speak?
Third place is pretty good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
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 Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of very close races. I mean, but all you three were very, very close races today. So, yeah, the grand finals is going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Best luck to both of you.
Thank you. That will be probably want to start about 10 a.m. Eastern time. Don't quote me on that. Ish, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll finalize it, but about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Game 1 maybe 10 a.m. Eastern.
But that's going to be all for us tonight, I think, on Speed Gaming Live for Wind Waker Randomizer.
Yep.
Shout-outs to Speed Gaming, and shout-outs to both runners, Kit Cott for calming with me, our trackers, Magnus Lee and Golden Devil. Shout-outs to them, tracking an amazing race, and yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.